Perfect. Questions for LeBron? Dominic.
LeBron Davide with La Gazzetta in Italy. Congrats for the winning basket. What was it like to score the final point in the All-Star game in Cleveland and also being celebrated as one of the 75th in the 70th?
Yeah. To answer your first question, I couldn't have dreamt it. I could not have dreamed of that moment any better than the actuality that just happened. For me to be back here, like I keep staying 35 minutes south of where I grew up here in Akron, Ohio, to hit the game winner in the All-Star game where me and my guys back in the back, we used to watch the All-Star game. And, I remember 25 years ago, we was 12, 11, wishing that we had the opportunity or the means to come up to Cleveland and see some of the greatest basketball players of all time because they inspired us so much. And for me to be here today, for my best friends, to be here for my wife and my kids and my family, my mom, and so many people that seen me grow from really a young toddler to who I am today. It was I couldn't picture that moment any better. To answer your second question, to be a part of the 75 greatest basketball players I ever play, it just takes me back to my childhood once again, growing up in Spring Hill, and having all my inspirations taped on my wall, Allen Iverson and, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, and to see those guys today and then be on stage with those guys, it is, you guys don't understand. You guys don't understand. I'm trying to make y'all understand as much as I can, but it's just crazy.
Thank you. Well, Melissa in the front.
Hey, Bron, over the last 19 years, whenever you've had a big moment in your career, you tweet a kid from Akron or you say a kid from Akron. What does that phrase mean to you?
I mean, you can look back there. We're literally all kids from Akron. I mean, we are a group of young men who always felt like we was looked over, because of, the popularity and notoriety that cities like Cleveland and Columbus and Dayton and, Canton even gets mentioned because of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and Cincinnati gets mentioned. And we always felt like we was the flyover city. So I just remind myself and remind my following and a group of fans and a group of people that follow my journey that, I'm a kid from Akron, or one of the kids from Akron that, has made it and trying to make it possible for the next kid from Akron. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Jeff in the back left.
Jeff Zilgett, USA Today. LeBron, what was it like watching Steph, especially in the third quarter? And then you're now 5-0 as a captain of picking all-star teams. What's your strategy when it comes to picking a team?
First of all, Steph, come on, man. This guy is from a different planet. He literally has an automatic sniper connected to his arm. And when he lets it go, not only himself, but everybody on the floor, in the stands, on TV, on their phones, whatever you're watching on, you think it's going in every time. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes 10 times out of 10, it does go in. So to be out there and watch, that kid from Akron as well, shoot the ball the way he shot it, it was unbelievable. It was pretty cool.
Jason on the second row.
LeBron, it looked like you sought out Michael after the ceremony. You had a moment with him. What was that like for you? And can you share anything about what you guys said?
Let me switch you out. Let me switch you out. Yeah, because it was so much chaos going on after we all kind of split. I did not want to lose the opportunity to shake the man's hand that inspired me throughout my childhood. Haven't had much dialogue with him in my 20 years or 19 years in this business, but part of me wouldn't be here without MJ's inspiration. I always wanted to be like him growing up. It's crazy that the game-winning shot tonight was a fadeaway, and it was inspired by MJ. The way he wore his shoes, the way he wore his uniform, I mean, all the way down to like some of the cars that he drove, how much he inspired me. And I didn't want to waste that opportunity because we're just not in the same building a lot and haven't been in the same building a lot throughout my career. And, you know, it meant something to me.
Marla, next seat.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah, LeBron, just with everything that you've done with your old teammates for the whole week, you said this was beyond your dream, but I mean, is this something you'll remember for the rest of your life? I mean,
I hope through great health, I hope so. Obviously, health is the most important, but I hope I will never forget this moment. And, you know, it would be cool if, you know, 20, 25 years from now when they do the top 100, that is back here, you know? So, yeah, I'll probably never forget this moment. It's something that I'm glad my kids got to witness. And, you know, then when my grandkids show up at some point, you know, I'll be able to show them some footage of what their granddad was able to accomplish when he played the game of basketball.
Joe in the middle.
Joe Varden, The Athletic. LeBron, you've played here since you left, but the reaction tonight when you were introduced and you kind of threw up your arms and kind of let out that roar, how did that feel to you to sort of hear the way that you were embraced here?
Yeah, you know, when they said, you know, from Akron, Ohio, the kid from Akron, Ohio, that was pretty cool. And then just to hearing the ovation that I got from these fans here. You know, they seen 11 years of my NBA career, and they saw pretty much, I mean, 4 years of my high school career, and some of them even followed me all the way back to when I started playing basketball at Summer Lake, you know, at the ARB. So that's Akron Recreational Bureau, if you don't know, but I'll tell you that anyways. So these guys have followed my journey, and for me to be back here, like I said today, and for them to give me that warm welcome, didn't only mean something to me, but it meant something to my family and my friends that's here, and my kids from my school is all over this place, and it's just super dope, super dope, and I was very humbled and appreciative of that.
David Aldridge.
David Aldridge with The Athletic. LeBron, you're right. We don't understand what that's like. If it's possible for you to try to explain what it was like to be in the middle of that grouping with well, not every player, but so many players of significance of the last 50, 60 years.
Yeah, but even with the guys, David, that was not here, you still felt their presence. You felt their presence on that stage. And I don't know, it would be like going to your favorite musician's concert in the greatest stadium, and you're literally on stage with them while they're performing. And the sense of like, I can't believe that I'm here. That's the best way I could put it. Like, I can't believe that I'm sitting next to Bruce Springsteen while he's playing in a stadium in London with 160,000 people, or I'm in the Garden with Jay-Z or whoever that person is, you know. I'm sitting here with Whitney Houston on stage, and she's, you know, in a Coliseum with 90,000 people, and you're on stage. That's what it kind of felt like for me. I couldn't believe it. Every time they would announce another name, I didn't even get an opportunity to like rejoice in the player that they had named. It was like Gary Payton. I was like, wow. And then Jay Kidd showed up, and then AI showed up, and then it was D-Wade, CP, and Steph. I was tripped out.
Last two, Dan and then Vinny.
LeBron, we've talked a lot this year about how tough and draining this season has been for you. Can you describe sort of the joy that you felt tonight, and how much did you need that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, you can tell this is the most y'all going to get out of me for a long time, because once I get back to the season, I'm getting back in my shelter mode. But listen, man, the joy of just being home, you know, I literally stayed back home in Akron all weekend while I was here. I see my guys, even though I see them You know, when I come back home in the summer, we always link up, but it's just something special. We've never spent the All-Star weekend, all of us together. Every last one of them was here. You know, Sheon, Willie, Drew, Frankie, Brandon, and Sheon, we were all here together, like for the first time. And then, you know, having my mom in the building and having my wife and my kids here, you know, it's just, I mean, how much more can a man ask for, really? You know, when you have an opportunity to like live this moment with everybody that has seen you come up. And let me not forget Maverick, Rich, and Randy as well. You know, it's like we all spent All-Star weekend together for the first time in my career. And I don't know if that ever happened again. So there's no reason for me not to have joy.
Vince, last question.
Vince Gill, Yahoo Sports. LeBron, so many great players were here this weekend, the 75th anniversary and everything else, but only a few guys have had to carry the league. You're one of them. What does that responsibility mean to you? And do you see anybody coming down the pipeline or that's already here willing to do all the things that you've done as an ambassador?
I mean, it's a responsibility for sure. But somebody did it before me and put it in a position where it was my responsibility to make sure I kept it where it was and also make it even more grand and make it better than what it was and represent this league with the utmost respect. And, you know, I'm seeing my brother Carmelo walk down the hall right there. But just, you know, not only play the game the right way, but also mean something off the floor as well, because there's so many generations that look for inspiration. And it's always pretty cool to see the guys that come into our league and they say their favorite player growing up was LeBron James. That means something to me because I feel like it has so much more to do than just playing the game of basketball. And I hope it was also how I inspired him off the floor, you know, how to break the narrative of keeping your friends around, you know, and them being able to, you know, work a room without my presence. You know, being able to, you know, give back to your community in a way if you feel passionate about it. I've held that title of the ambassador league for nobody ever told me to do it, but I felt like if I wasn't going to do it, who was going to do it? So I took that with a lot of responsibility, and I'll continue to do it till I'm done playing the game. And it'll fall in the hands of the next one, whoever that may be. So we'll see. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, LeBron.
Yep.